Hello. So I wanted to touch back with the whole heartbreak um, method that I've talked about, where you utilize the pain in order to get the gain. And it's a concept we're familiar with when it comes to working out. Like your muscles will scream at you before they start building, and your brain is a muscle. So this concept is not so far-fetched, even though it can seem pretty jarring or even alien. I've tried to explain this to a couple people, but I feel like I get word vomit and I can overwhelm, and I just don't know how to fast track or organize or give it like a clear step-by-step formula so people could be like, oh, okay, oh, okay. So one thing I realized when I was like really crying hard, and mind you, I was crying hard during this breakup, like hard enough to where like it was crushing me, and I was just like saying things like, why am I here? Like I'm so done. I'm so tired. Like I didn't mean this, but trigger warning, I was like just not wanting to be here going through this pain, like in the heat of it. I was just like, I don't want to be here. And I was talking to my spirit team from my highest good. I was talking to someone who passed away who was very close to me, and I was just like almost begging that I'm just like, I just don't want to keep doing this if this is what it's about, just heart-wrenching pain. And I let it out, I cried my heart out. I did that for a long time because this person I was engaged with, not engaged, but talking to, very codependently, like we were obsessed. We were talking, and it was just, this is embarrassing, but it was just over the phone, so it was like a very strong connection from thousands of miles away, and it was still affecting me on this crazy level. And not only did I feel like a unique connection with this person, but it was a manipulative dynamic because they weren't honest with me, but they were telling me everything I wanted to hear. And then I saw all the red flags. Mind you, throughout the whole thing, I kept clocking them, seeing the red flags, but I was just like, but it feels so good when it feels good. So even though it feels really, really bad, like just like a roller coaster, as high as it goes is as low as it goes. It was gnarly how painful it would be when I would realize that this was going nowhere. I was like future faking myself. They were future faking me, and I was letting it happen because I was so broken still in my love style. I didn't love myself enough. And I got really upset when I heard this, like, Archangel Michael, even though that is my dude. Me and him, we are tight AF. Like, all I'm going to say is don't come for Archangel Michael's babies because my ancestors and they were warning this person in the physical realm with different weird, crazy things like happening to them. Like, and then me, I was getting my own warnings as well. So, but I saw this message and it was like from Archangel Michael, and it said, have some damn self-respect. And I got so upset because I'm like sensitive. I can give tough love too, but it's like at certain points in the journey, I don't need tough love. I need patience and understanding and compassion, and not enabling. I just need patience because I also have like perfectionist paralysis, so I can kind of get in my own way. So anyway, I got upset when I saw that because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to stand up for myself. I wasn't ready to let go because I was literally bonded. Like, I felt like there was this cord that I had created with this person. I don't know if they're like a past life connection that somehow we found each other again in this life to, I mean, I believe in soul contracts, so it's possible that this person was exactly the person that I agreed to meet up with. That would be not only a super painful interaction, it would be a very catalytic intervention that would shock me back into my power, because the amount of intuition and clarity I was ignoring just to enable this situation was unhinged. And it was a pattern I'd been following for a while, that I was just like, fly by the seat of my pants, and you know what, if I hit it off with somebody, great. If I don't, great. But without really having any strong filters or boundaries. And that's scary, because I have a big heart, and a big heart without boundaries is a unprotected castle. You know how castles were very strategic and smart in their protection and their defenses. And this was not to keep out everyone, this was to keep out the enemy. And I wasn't recognizing this situation or this person as the op, because by definition they were vampirically stealing my energy, and they would make jokes about it. I've never met anyone who's done that. So this was next level. They were very sweet, and then they would ghost. They were super, super toxic and super needy. Like they were addicted to physical satisfaction, if you catch my drift. And I'm a people pleaser. I'm a recovering people pleaser. This really helped. When you get taken advantage of in such a way that destroys your heart, and again, basically shocks your system awake, because every single chakra of mine was affected. I was feeling things in my crown. I was feeling things in my third eye. Like I was rubbing my third eye every time I was thinking about this person, because they were stressing me the F out. And my intuition was trying to tell me, no, 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 no. And my ego kept saying, but I want this. Just like, so it was a constant battle. Something else I had remembered too, though, about my third eye was one night when I was really sad and I was crying about this situation because I was trying to understand it. I just was honest with myself, you know, and in the dark by myself, I said, I love him, you know, and when I said that and my eyes were closed, in my third eye, I saw this like dark blue swirl, just like bloop, 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 bloop. And then it went away. And I was like, and so I was still feeling heavy in my heart. And I said it again. I said, I love him. And I meant it. I meant it with everything. Like, I'm getting choked up still remembering that. And I saw the blue, bloop, 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 bloop. And that's the color of your third eye, is that dark blue, which I had to remember. I was like, wait a second. And then it's light blue for your throat. But something about just being honest, you know, like not being perfect, but being honest with myself, was that I did love this person, whether they were good for me or not. I loved them. I was accessing a part of me that was dormant for a very long time. You know, I hadn't really felt this way about somebody in a long, long time. Just somebody that I felt like saw me, even though they were manipulating me. I felt like they did give me the attention. Me and my puppy just sighed at the exact same time. His booty's like pushed up against me. Let me show you. But he always likes to. He's such a sweet boy. But that's my soul dog. That's my soulmate. My puppy. His name is Copper. Copper, like copper frequency. That's a whole another story time. But yeah, he has been in my life for about four years. Yeah, I think so. And sorry, my nose. So I was recognizing stuff in my heart space too, like that pulling apart, that cracking open feeling, and it was so freaking painful. I was feeling things like in my root chakra and my sacral chakra. My sacral chakra, which is your like intimacy. I'm going to use that word instead of the word that would get me flagged, you know, sexual. It's that energy, which is your creative energy, which is creation. You know, when you think about how God is within us, how we hold God consciousness and we have the ability to manifest, yet our manifestation power gets hijacked all the time by negativity. So when you're ditching all the negativity, then you're reclaiming your energy and your power and protecting it. Then you're able to harness your Lush, your Amun Ra, you know, the creation. Because Amun is the void, the womb before creation actually manifests. And then Ra is the actual manifestation of the intention. So those two together. I know we only learn about Ra, the sun god, but we don't learn about Amun. Amun is the first. Amun is the divine feminine. Ra is the divine masculine. Women have the womb. Men have the sun, I guess. Like the action, you know, the go-getter. So yeah. What was I trying to say? When I get, you know, caught up on that, then I get a little distracted, sorry. But I really, hold on, let me see. Okay, but that ties into it. So like my sacral energy was being hijacked by this person I had an energetic cord to, and I kept giving all of that energy to someone else who really, really acted like they needed it. And it's like, make your own, beach. Like, that's mine. That's why self-respect and self-love is so freaking important, because if you don't have that, you can't harness and manifest your best reality. You're giving it away. And it's really powerful, and people know that. And if you don't know that, other people know that. And that's why I was attracting all these vampires, basically. These people that just loved to take and take and take and never reciprocate. Like, really good at attracting that kind of energy. Oh, I wonder why. So I finally figured that out. And I slowly but surely was honest with myself about what this person was taking from me and why I was letting it happen, what it was costing me in the now, in the long run. And I basically snapped out of it. It was like this love spell I was under. But I snapped out of it. And I reclaimed my power. And I started protecting my energy. And I started respecting those feelings. Because like where my sacral energy, my sacral chakra could feel really, really good and really excited, I was immediately drained of all my energy after certain interactions. I just had nothing left to give. That's spiritual warfare, honey. In the mask of lust that was also calling itself love. So when you don't know what real love is, unconditional love, then a lot of entities and lower vibrational creatures and even the darker forces that like to run shit into the ground, run people into the ground. I looked at the 7 deadly sins to kind of refocus and remember, like, I'm not religious. I take information from everything and put it into context and just corroborate it with everything else. And I'm just like, okay, does this resonate? And I knew I wanted to look up the 7 deadly sins because I'm like, who is the op? What is the enemy again? Because I know certain things aren't good. Like, I know lust isn't good. I know envy is not good, and gluttony. And so I had to look it up, and I looked them all up, and sure enough, these are the ones. And then I learned about the Jezebel spirit too. And I was like remembering and realizing, like, hold up, this is a family thing. This is a family curse. This is a family obstacle, because there's a lot of turmoil that I've experienced, that I've witnessed due to this type of energy. And it was still getting me in my 30s, in my late 30s. I'm almost 40. I was like, hell no, we're not going to keep doing this. I'm not going to do this forever. I'm not going to enable this. I'm not going to be a parasite's source, a leech's freaking host. I'm just not. Like, as special as they were making me feel, they were making me feel physically drained, emotionally drained, and just like worthless. They made me feel worthless, which is the hugest red flag. No, not when you know, if you're connected to God's source energy and God consciousness, like, you must know that you're worthy. Like, being made in their image, I say they because it's the divine masculine and the divine feminine healed that make up God consciousness. I say they, and when I say he, I don't mean strictly he, and when I say she, I don't mean strictly she. It's just a way to kind of, speaking's not like the most efficient way of communicating. Telepathy is. I also was telepathic with this person, so that was a first, that I recognized I could be telepathic with a strong connection. And I had to realize, like, oh, it's not just with that person, it's with anybody that I choose to trust, and that trusts me, type of thing. So yeah. So when you realize that you are created in their image, then you remember, okay, so God created. There was nothing. There was the void, Amun. There was nothing before God set the intention and spoke and manifested. And think about how he did that. He didn't say, oh, I wish there was light. Oh, I really need light. Oh, I really want light. He didn't say that. She said, let there be light. Just, I command it. There it is. I'm calling it. This is what's happening. As if there was already light, like with the intention and everything, like, let there be light. Like, I know what this is. I know what needs to happen. I know what I need and want. I'm trying to stay away from these words. It's hard. So basically, Dolores Cannon talks about this too, but that we're here to learn how to manipulate energy and to create realities that serve the highest good. Honestly, serve your highest good and everyone's highest good. And we have all of these texts that have been manipulated for hierarchies like religion to control people's power to manifest. And there's like the pineal gland that is restricted by certain things because they don't want us to learn this power. And I just keep craving that ancient knowledge, craving that clarity, and I'm like, all hidden knowledge be known to me. Like, when it's supposed to or when I need it, I want to know it. And so all this to say, going back to the heartbreak thing, like I said before in another video, like, without this heartbreak, I would not have realized and remembered my true power, because not only was I knocked so far down, I didn't even want to get back up. I got up. Why? Because I am powerful. Why? Because pain doesn't define me. Why? Because I'm not afraid of pain. Are you kidding? as much as I've survived, as much as I've learned from, as much as I've lived through, not only have I been protected by my angels and my spirit team and source, but I was given these abilities to rise above. What did Yeshua do? He broke the matrix even after death, even after the most painful humiliation that he never deserved. He still rose with the help of Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary. He still rose, and his soul ascended. And he anchored that frequency of abundance that we are all, that's all our birthrights. It's our birthright. So I remembered, my grandpa had passed away not long before this heartbreak, and I just held on with a death grip of that unconditional love that I felt from him. Because even though he had believed a lie about me and we hadn't been that close, he was always open arms anytime I saw him. Like, he was never judgmental. He just loved me. And when I talked to him in the hospital, unconditional love is what I felt. So I just held on because his spirit, I could tell, was with me. I remember we were closer than ever after he passed away, which was really sad, but it was also like, it was really needed, and it was a part of our soul contracts too, because when you are born into these karmic families, it's a choice, mutual choice between you and God that, hey, we're going to break this generational cycle. It needs to happen in this family. You're going to do it. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to be painful. But you're going to rise above, and you're going to teach others how to do this. Because it's that important to heal. It's that important for this planet to heal. Like, this goes way back. This dates back all the way to the fall of Atlantis, which is called mythology. Yeah, sure. Sure. So this dates back to that. And Thoth, bringing the emerald tablets, showing us that everything is vibration. He gave us the blueprint. He gave us the codes. Like, this is how you remember. So we incarnate on this planet with a memory wipe. That's the deal. That's the gig. This is the densest, harshest environment in the galaxy, in all of the universe. The last thing it was going to be was easy. So the last thing we were going to do was come unprepared. You have a guardian angel. You have spirit guides. You have a spirit team. You have source. You have spiritual technology that is yet to be tapped into. And it's because of that connection and that truth that we're going to be able to get through the darkest times we've seen on this planet. We're exposing the lies. We're exposing the orchestrators of pain and fear and how they thrive off of that energy. They literally survive off of these types of emotions. So replace those, every chance you can. If you feel yourself getting fearful about somebody, replace it with faith. Like, I'm not led by fear, I'm led by faith. When you reclaim that energy, then you recall your energetic power back to yourself so that you can manifest the beauty that this world can be. When you sit in fear, there are other things that feed off of that and that stay alive longer. So the assignment is to starve them out with faith, with unconditional love, with forgiveness, not to enable, but to free yourself from the resentment, from shame, from guilt, all of that. Because those are, again, lower vibrational emotions that do not serve your highest good. And it's not to downplay or to dishonor those emotions. Like, you need to honor those emotions and feel them, but don't dwell in them. Utilize them for the purpose they need to serve. Like, don't let them go to waste, because there's a lesson. There is a lesson. There's a gold nugget. There's a diamond under that pressure. You're the diamond too. But there are diamonds. So just don't let it go to waste because of fear, and because of old patterns, and because of doubt. Because that's the illusion that we're breaking free from, is that we're limited when we're limitless. When I saw that movie Limitless, that resonated with me so hard, just that word limitless. I was just like, so when you have moments like that where something resonates, dig deeper is the message I keep getting, is dig deeper. When a hummingbird flies in your face and you're like, I wonder what that means, dig deeper. Look it up. Look up the spiritual significance, the spiritual meaning behind a hummingbird, you know? I'm using my dress to get my drippy nose. Haha. There's a reason. There's always a message. Like, Source and your spirit team and your higher self are always trying to communicate with you. So just listen, quiet, pay attention, regulate, ground, get to know your energy, and stop feeding into the distractions, because I'm really bad about being distracted. ADHD. But that's my ADHD being manipulated. You know, it's a superpower to hyperfocus. But then I let it get manipulated by like devices and distractions. And then I wonder why I feel like crap. Oh, it's because I've been staring at a screen and I've been doom scrolling. No wonder. So, we have free will. That's what makes it hard, and that's what makes it also easy, is that we have free will. And I've always had like a renegade spirit for a reason. It's because there's a lot of conditioning in this planet, in this false matrix. There's a lot of conditioning that they want you to follow, so that you, yes ma'am, yes sir, I believe everything you say, I question nothing, so that they can just keep stealing your energy and lying to you about doing that. And they do it in very dark ways too. Like, don't even want to get into that. Love you, Hayden Panettiere. She deserved better. I hope we all wake up, because I'm sick of losing good souls to the darker forces. And I know you are too. So I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys, and I hope this helps. And I'm sorry it was long. Again, word vomit. It's what I do. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.